Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. And today, the Houston Texans wide receiver Braxton Berrios has been ruled out. But more importantly, also wide receiver Christian Kirk was ruled out. Tough to see. I mean, look, I don't know how much of a role Braxton Berrios will play for this Texans team in games this year if everybody is healthy. But this is what I do know. Braxton Berrios, I think, would have, on Sunday, gotten good reps for this Houston Texans offense with no Christian Kirk, but now you got both these guys out. Because what I will say is that immediately the guys that have to step up with these two guys being injured, these two vets being injured, are rookies like Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins. Berrios is a guy who I think is a good route runner, and even though what he does is more viewed, good stuff he does is on special teams, he is a solid wide receiver, and I feel like he could have been a great option for the Texans, if he was healthy and Kirk, was out. But that's not the case. Both these guys are out, and we'll see when these guys return. I feel like as of right now, it seems like of the two, it seems like maybe there's more of a chance for Berrios to return than Christian Kirk in Week 2 on Monday Night Football, against the Buccaneers. But what I will say is that the great thing about this injury, it's not really about their injuries, but this is the one positive thing. The Houston Texans play Monday Night Football against the Bucs, so that gives Kirk and Berrios one extra day to get ready from that injury to suit up Week 2 Monday Night Football. So that is great. The fact that they will have some extra time, even though it is only one day. That would give. That will give them some extra time. If it was a Thursday night football game, like imagine if this was on someone that was on the Washington Commanders or the Green Bay Packers, which is NFL Week 2's Thursday night football game, first real Thursday night football game of the season, then I think if this was someone who was on Green Bay or Washington, probably be ruled out Week 2. But knowing the Texans have an extra day off to get these two guys back, I feel like one of these guys will be available, or one of these guys, if not both these guys, will be available for Week 2. But tough news for Braxton Berrios, and I guess maybe possibly a bunch of Alex Earl's fans won't be watching the Texans game now. Now that he's not going to be suiting up out there. I mean, I feel like the Texans definitely had to boost up some fans when the Texans signed him. Probably wasn't as much as the Chiefs got when Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift and a bunch of Swifties became Chiefs fans. But I feel like Texans had to grow some population with fans when Braxton Berrios signed with the Texans. I mean, the other night I was actually having dinner with my sister and my dad and my uncle, and she actually met Alex Earl in Houston, because that's where we live, and we started having like a debate of who was more popular, and I feel like that was probably I was most likely on the losing end on that one, but the funny thing was, we both said that we knew the other before we knew the other. I knew who Braxton Berrios was before I knew who Alex Earl was, and she knew who Alex Earl was before Braxton Berrios was, but that's kind of obvious. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on the Houston Texans ruling out Christian Kirk and Braxton Berrios. I feel like the Kirk absent is more severe for the Texans than Berrios, but the Berrios is also bad because I feel like Berrios would have played a more advanced role for the Houston Texans on Sunday, if he was out there and there is no Kirk. But you guys let me know your thoughts on the news for the Houston Texans in the comment section, and peace out.